Edmund Spenser was an English poet. He was born on 1552 in London, United Kingdom, and died on 13 Jan 1599 in London, United Kingdom. He played a very important role in the growth of modern English verse. He is best known for his epic poem The Fairy Queen 1590 to 96. His notable works are the Stafford's Calendar 1579, the Sonnet Sequence and Mary's Ode, Amoreti and Epithalamion 1595, the Elegy, Astrophel 1595, the prose treatise A View of the Present State of Ireland published in 1633, and the collection of short poems Complaints 1591. Epithalamion is an ode written by Edmund Spenser to his bride Elizabeth Boyle on their wedding day in 1594. It was first published in 1595 in London by William Ponsonby as part of a volume entitled Amoreti and Epithalamion. Written not long since by Edmund Spenser, the volume included the sequence of 89 sonnets Amoreti, along with a series of short poems called Anacreontics and the Epithalamion, a public poetic celebration of marriage. Epithalamion is a lengthy wedding poem written in 1594 to celebrate his marriage to Elizabeth Boyle, chronicling the entire wedding day from before dawn through the night of consummation. Epithalamion explores themes of the sacredness of marriage, the beauty of the bride, and the joy of a new beginning, with a structural parallel to the 365 days of a year and the 24 hours of the day. In the very first stanza, the groom calls upon the muses to inspire him to properly sing the praises of his beloved bride. He claims he will sing to himself, as Orpheus did for his own bride. This stanza ends with the refrain, "The words shall to me answer, and my echo ring." Before the break of day, the groom urges the muses to head to his beloved's bower, there to awaken her. Hymen, god of marriage, is already awake, and so too should the bride arise. The groom urges the muses to remind his bride that this is her wedding day, an occasion that will return her great delight for all the pains and sorrows past. The groom instructs the muses to summon all the nymphs they can to accompany them to the bridal chamber. On their way, they are to gather all the fragrant flowers they can and decorate the path leading from the bridal bower, where the marriage ceremony is to take place, to the door of the bride's chambers. If they do so, she will trade nothing but flowers on her procession from her rooms to the site of the wedding. As they adorn her doorway with flowers, their song will awaken the bride. Addressing the various names of other natural locals, the groom asks that they tend to their specialties to make the wedding day perfect. The nymphs who tend the ponds and lakes should make sure the water is clear and unmolested by lively fish, and they may see their own reflections in it, and so best prepare themselves to be seen by the bride. The nymphs of the mountains and woods who keep deer safe from ravening wolves should exercise their skills in keeping these self-same wolves away from the bride this wedding day. Both groups are to be present to help decorate the wedding site with their beauty. Now the groom addresses his bride directly, even if she is not present, to urge her to awaken. Sunrise is long since gone, and Phoebus, the sun god, is showing his glorious head. The birds are already singing, and the groom insists their song is a call to joy directed at the bride. The bride was finally awakened, and her eyes, likened to the sun with their goodly beams, more bright than his spheres. The groom urges the daughters of delight to attend to the bride, but summons to the hours of day and night the seasons and the three handmaids of Venus to attend as well. He urges the latter to do for his bride what they do for Venus, sing to her as they help her dress for her wedding. The bride is ready with her attendant virgins, so now it is time for the groom's men and the groom himself to prepare. The groom implores the sun to shine brightly, but not hotly, lest it burn his bride's fair skin. He then prays to Phoebus, who is both sun god and originator of the arts, to give this one day of the year to him while keeping the rest for himself. He offers to exchange his own poetry as an offering for this great favor. The mortal wedding guests and entertainment move into action. The minstrels play their music and sing, while women play their timbrels and dance. Young boys run throughout the streets, crying the wedding song, Hymen to Hymen, Hymen for all to hear. Those hearing the cries applaud the boys and join in with the song. The groom beholds his bride approaching and compares her to Phoebe, another name for Artemis, goddess of the moon, clad in white that seems a virgin waste. He finds her white attire so appropriate that she seems more angel than women. In modesty, she avoids the gaze of the myriad admirers and blushes at the songs of praise she is receiving. The groom asks the women who see his bride if they have ever seen anyone so beautiful in their town before. He then launches into a list of all her virtues, starting with her eyes and eventually describing her whole body. The bride's overwhelming beauty causes the maidens to forget their song to stare at her. The groom moves from the external beauty of the bride to her internal beauty, which he claims to see better than anyone else. He praises her lively spirit, her sweet love, her chastity, her faith, her honor, and her modesty. He insists that could her observers see her inner beauty, they would be far more awestruck by it than they already are by her outward appearance. The groom calls for the doors to the temple to be opened that his bride may enter in and approach the altar in reverence. He offers his bride as an example for the observing maidens to follow, for she approaches this holy place with reverence and humility. The bride stands before the altar as the priest offers his blessing upon her and upon the marriage. She blesses, causing the angels to forget their duties and encircle her, while the groom wonders why she should bless to give him her hand in marriage. The Christian part of the wedding ceremony is over, and the groom asks that the bride to be brought home again and the celebration to start. He calls for feasting and drinking, turning his attention from the Almighty God of the church to the god Beatrice, Hymen, and the Graces. The groom reiterates his affirmation that his lady is holy and calls everyone to celebrate in response to the ringing bells. He exalts that the sun is so bright and the day is so beautiful, then changes his tone to regret as he realizes his wedding is taking place on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, and so his nighttime nuptial bliss will be delayed all the longer, yet last only briefly. The groom continues his frustrated complaint that the day is too long, but grows hopeful as at long last the evening begins its arrival. Seeing the evening star in the east, he addresses it as fair child of beauty, glorious lamp of love, urging it to come forward and hasten the time for the newlyweds to consummate their marriage. The groom urges the singers and dancers to leave the wedding but take the bride to her bed. As they depart, he is eager to be alone with his bride and compares the sight of her lying in bed so that to that of Maya, the mountain goddess with whom Zeus conceived Hermes. Night has come at last, and the groom asks Night to cover and protect them. He makes another comparison to mythology, this time Zeus' affair with Alcmene and his affair with Night himself. The groom prays that no evil spirit or bad thoughts would reach the newlyweds this night. The entire stranger is a list of possible dangers. He pleads to leave them alone. The groom bids silence to prevail and sleep to come when it is the proper time. Until then, he encourages the 100 little winged loaves to fly about the bed. These tiny cupids are to enjoy themselves as much as possible until daybreak. The groom notices Cynthia, the moon, peering through his window and prays to her for a favorable wedding night. He specifically asks that she make his bride's chest womb fertile this night. The groom adds more deities to his list of patrons. He asks Juno, wife of Zeus and goddess of marriage, to make their union strong and sacred, then turns her attention toward making it fruitful. So too he asks Hebe and Hymen to do the same for them. The groom utters an all encompassing prayer to all the gods in the heaven that they might bless this marriage. He asks them to give him large, pa- pater- large posterity that he may raise up generations of followers to ascend to the heavens in praise of the gods. He then encourages his bride to rest in hope of their becoming parents. The groom addresses his song with the chance to be a godly ornament for his bride, whom he feels deserves many physical adornment as well. Time was too short to procure these outward decorations for his beloved, so the groom hopes his ode will be an endless monument to her.